What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm in the middle of installing the ported supercharger on this car, and originally I had included the doing the oil sensors replacement, both of them, the one on the right here by the oil thing, and the one on the back, well, the one in the valley and the one on the back of the housing. But when I was going through everything, I started realizing how long it was making that video. Like, I probably wouldn't be able to put it up, it was so long. So what I did was I took clips from that video of me doing this, so I can make this its own video, make that other video shorter. So bear that in mind, but you'll still have all the information to the part numbers, where they are, and how to get them in and out. So with that being said, let's just get right into it. All right, you guys, got the chargers. Here's dark. Came off real easy and quick though. The only problem I ran into was I didn't have my 16 mil. You can see it drop down there, but I had to go get it from out of this car, and this car was at another house. So I had to stop what I was doing, go get that, because that was the last thing to take the charger off. So I had to take that belt off, use that 16 mil to take the belt off, took the 6 screws off, and that was it. Came straight up. So I just put some 2 things through there to kind of lift it up, so I could just lift it up from both sides straight up like that, and it just came right out. So pretty easy to get the charger off. You just got to be careful with everything connected to it, mainly the stuff on the back. But that's it, piece of cake. Here's that that oil pressure sensor, the gray one. You can see I spilled a lot of coolant down there taking it off. When I picked it up, I kind of had it that way and tilted it forward, so a lot of coolant fell in there, so I have to wash that out. But this is the one that usually goes bad. It's real common for this one to go bad. So I would say if you're ever doing any work in here, make sure you get that sensor. And I don't know the part number right off the top of my head, but if I remember by the time I post this video, I'll put it up on the screen. Sorry about that, somebody's come to alley. The other one, the purple one that you saw, is supposed to be on the back somewhere. I did feel around back there, but I don't feel it. So I have an inspection camera I'm gonna try to put back there and try to get and see if I see anything. But if not, if it looks like it's a lot of trouble to get to, like I got to remove a lot of stuff, I'm just not going to do it, because I am going to be back in here soon to I want to walnut blast the valves. I'll probably change the PCV, maybe do the Merc Racing PCV upgrade and all that type of stuff, and some other stuff in here, water pump, all that stuff. So I gotta get the ported charger together tonight, so that's gonna be my project tonight, and then I'll put it back on in the morning, and then we'll be back. Guys, I just got that sensor out, and you can see right there, it's not like the old school sensor where it's just straight through. This one has like some type of cork material or something in there. Actually kind of like a porous, I forgot the material they call it, but it's hard and porous, almost like a sponge but hard. But I forgot the name of the material. This is the new one. It's a different brand, so it's smaller. This one was like a 24 mil, this one's a 22. So I went back and double checked just to make sure I had the right one, and the part number is 038919081P, and you won't be able to see it, but that's actually the part number that's stamped on the bottom of the stock filter. So the connector though, of course, the part that you need to pull back was pointing straight to the bottom, but it was real easy to pull off. It's like it wasn't stuck on there. So, you know, like usual, I just pushed in, then pulled on the tab and pulled back, and it came like right off. So that was a good thing. But anyway, I'm gonna install this and get to work on the charger tonight. Actually kind of tired, so I still need to eat. So if I don't get to it tonight, I'll just do it in the morning or something, but I'll be getting the charger back on soon. I'm real happy about the port job I did on those ports. It came like right to the edge of these, so the air is going to be doing that and just going straight into these ports right here. So I'm real happy about that. I thought I'd just show you guys the installed position. She's in there and happy. I'm probably gonna get some type of spray or something and clean up around here. Of course, I gotta clean up all that coolant I spilled. All right, about to get to it, y'all. Oh, by the way, y'all, the part number for the other one here is 06E919081G, and this is the one that goes on the back. But this is the one that usually goes bad. So if you ever have your charger off, make sure you change that one, because they're pretty cheap. So they're like under 20 bucks. I think the one I got was the highest one. It was like 11 bucks. So the other ones were like $8, $6, stuff like that. But whichever brand you want to go with. I went with this one because some of the other ones were a different color, and I think this was the only one that was the same color as the factory one. So I just got that one. And this is Fay brand or whatever. So all right, I'm gonna get to it, y'all. All right, y'all, I'm back. This is the next day. I was so tired last night, I just called it a night. So you can see I did not work on the supercharger at all. So I'm gonna be doing that today, but I wanted to go ahead and do that rear sensor. So I found it. I had to move everything out the way, but it is buried, dude. It is, you won't be able to see, but it's like right here, right there where that finger is. Going back in, of course, but this is where the connector is. So it's a 24 mil, man, and I was like, man, I don't even know if I can get that out because there's a lot of stuff in the way, but I'm gonna try to get the connector off of that one, and then I'll see if I can get a socket in there. Then I might have to get like a swivel wrench, because you can see the room I have. So I'm gonna have to get like a swivel wrench to be able to loosen it. Then I can do the rest by hand. So it is like, if you go down the side of this straight back, it's like right at the bottom in the middle of the 3 mount holes for that. And I got some pictures. If I remember, by the time I put this video up, I'll put some pictures up on the screen so you can see where it's at. All right, but I'm gonna get to it and I'll show you if I get it out. All right, you guys, I finally got in there with the half-inch socket. So my half-inch socket is longer, so it was coming way up here, and then without the extension on it, it was, you know, going back there. So what I did was I got an adapter for my 3/8 socket wrench, and that brought it out just enough, because otherwise it was hitting this wire loom. So this was not fitting into the socket. So I put the adapter and it brought it out just enough. And then this one is smaller. So anyway, I got it going the wrong way. Let me see. There we go. There we go. Now, you guys can see, I can get it out, but it's not going to be easy to get it back in. I can tell you that now, because it is real tight. But I want to do this now just so I have peace of mind. Let's see here. It's probably going to be hard to get it back in there, because I tried reaching it with my hand and I could reach it, but I won't have enough dexterity to get it back in that way. And I think this one is gray. Yeah, it's gray.
Oh.
Feel like it didn't fall far. I was able to get it out by hand, y'all. Just had to put the camera back so I could see where it fell. It was like right on the transmission next to the downpipe, so I just reached down and picked it up. But I could see the part number on it, and it's exactly the same as this purple one. Let me take the cap off, because this one, being an OEM part, it has a part number on it too, so it's exact same part number, just this one is purple. So but anyway, let me try to fish this in there, and then I'll come back. All right, you guys, I'm back. I tried to put it in with this socket, the 24 mil around this, but it was not giving me the dexterity and movement that I needed, because the wire loom around it and everything is too tight to this. I really don't got that much room to go around. So I was thinking, like, if I could find something thinner to get in there and be able to kind of move around, but yet keep it stiff enough for me to kind of move it around and get it in there like that. So I found I had the idea of using like a socket that fits this, and it's an 18 mil, and it's on there tight enough, but it's not like super tight like it's gonna break it or mar it up or anything. So I'm gonna try this and try to get it in there with this. Should be able to get it. Might have to put like another extension on here or something, but this is gonna give me the dexterity I need to be able to move it around and start turning when I feel the hole, because you're working blind actually. All right, be right back. One more thing, the metal gasket on this is fixed on here, so it's like it's not gonna fall off. That's one good thing the dealer did. So, well, the manufacturer, Volkswagen Audi group, so you don't have to worry about that falling off. They probably might have thought of that because it's so hard to get to with the motor installed. So good for Volkswagen Audi group for that, but they could have made it they probably could have extended a little housing out so you'd be able to get to it a little better, but all right, you guys, I got in there pretty quick actually, but I did have to put the extension on it. You can see how much room I have, so I wasn't able to get my hand, like, so I put the extension on, just kind of worked it in, and you could kind of feel around when it hits that little nub, and then you just start turning it, and make sure it's kind of turning somewhat easy, because you don't want to cross thread it. And of course, the socket is not actually on, the whole thing. So of course you don't want to tighten it with this, but you want to get it hand tight with this, and then go back in with your 24 mil and tighten it up. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, y'all. Went back in pretty easy. Of course, with the setup that I said. Got the socket back on there with the 3/8 adapter, and turned it in. I went like 1, 2, 3, because you don't want to over tighten that, because it's in a, like I said, it's in a plastic housing. So the part that it's screwing to is metal, like a brass metal, yellow looking metal, wherever that is, and then but it's surrounded by plastic, so you don't want to over tighten it. So I just got it pretty tight, but I just didn't over tighten it. So I basically just went like 1, 2, 3, and that's provided how tight I was able to get it by hand going from there. But it's just one of those things you got to feel. I'm pretty sure there's a torque value for it, but I would say it's probably definitely no more than 15 foot-pounds, probably like 12 or like 10 or 8 or something like that. So that wouldn't be too tight. But I also took a look at the valves, and you probably won't be able to see. There you go. Sorry, the camera's not really focusing all that good. And there, it's got a buildup on it, of course, but it's not like super bad at all. And it's almost like, when I looked at it, because I've seen other ones and I've cleaned some, like on the 2-liter motors, and also on the some VR motors, some V6 motors, some V6 Volkswagen motors, and this is not too bad. But of course, when whenever whatever I'm able to get in here, I'm gonna decarbonize them and go from there. But like I said, it's not super bad, so you know. But it's going to be interesting to see what the stock intercoolers look like. So I'm pretty sure they have carbon on the top of them. I just want to see how bad it is. But I got to start putting this one back together, and then I'll be back, of course, when I get ready to put it on, and then we'll just go from there. Start it up, see how it sounds. But if I come across anything I think you guys need to see, I'll come back and do some filming. All right, you guys, that's going to be it for the sensors. As you can see, I got the ported charger all back fully assembled, getting ready to go back in. And you can see I'm trying a few things not so commonly done, like some of this stuff and that, and a few other things that you're going to see in the video. Of course, I didn't go over removing the charger. It's not hard to do. It's pretty easy, actually. The biggest thing is probably marking off where everything goes. I just put some numbers on everything so everything goes back in the right place, and numbered those. So you just going, you know, once you get everything unbolted and all that, before you lift it, you just want to make sure everything's done. Like this one right here, that's not so obvious on the back of the charger. So but that's going to be it for this video. I'm going to start putting this back on for the other video that's going to be coming up soon, where I'm going to go over with what happened with the porter that I originally sent this to get done, and what I had to do myself because they did not do a good job at all. So I will see you guys in the next video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching.